There is one thing, and it is most important aspect, and it is most important asset in your life. And you guessed it right. It is time. Are you sure that you are using time accordingly? Are you sure you are using time in your own benefit? Are you sure you are using time in a way that which will be favorable for you in the future? Time is a something you can never retrieve back. Once that moment has passed, it is over. You will never retrieve it back. You will never relive that moment, and you will always live with the consequences of that moment. I really love the movie The Butterfly Effect. Butterfly effect refers, let's say there is a butterfly in China, and butterfly wings, they are so small, they don't really have effect, or it so seems. But this butterfly effect, when the butterfly uses their wings, this can lead up to a tornado in Texas. It seems ridiculous, right? But just think about the chess players. When you play chess, it is very important. It's imperative that you make the right moves in first, second, and third. Because if you make the wrong choices, this will cost you the game. And it is very easy to understand because at the first you will be losing your least valuable object. But then you will start to lose your horse, you will start to lose your rook, you will start to lose your queen, then you will lose your king, and the game will be over. Just think about it. Do think that seems small can actually lead up to a very big event, and this can change your life. You know, I'm very fond of philosophy, and I do really enjoy reading about the philosophy and discussing this with people, with friends, with others, with relatives. I really love to discuss philosophy because philosophy has some really deep and really essential themes that we are using to understand the world. But what are they really? You know, the discussion between free will and determinism. Free will says you have control over your actions and you are responsible for your actions and their consequences. But determinism says we have neurons and they make the decision even before we think about that idea. Before that idea occur in our mind, our neurons have already thought about it, and therefore the decision is an illusion. On this aspect, I'm a hard free will guy. I believe in the choices. I believe in the choices and their consequences. And I believe in the consequences, so I try to alter my choices in a way that in the future it will actually be beneficial to me. And it's not just about opportunism. Actually, the opportunism is secondary, perhaps tertiary. I do this because I wish to live my life fulfilled and I wish to live my life in health, because we don't have a second chance. We only live once. So since there is one chance to our life, it is very important that we use that chance in a good manner. And if we don't, we will just be old people. And if that is, we can live long enough to be old with regrets, we will just say, I wish that I didn't do that, or I wish that I did do that, but it is too late to change because you didn't make the right choices. Perhaps you believed in the determinism that it's all predetermined, all predestined for you, and you cannot ever hope to change it. But I don't believe in this. Perhaps our neurons have the message before before we make decisions, but we still do choose to act on it or not. We still have a choice, and your choices shape your life. If you wish to change your life, change your choices. It is the single most important decision that you can do in your time, and that is using your time wisely, making good choices, making fair choices for your life. If you don't have the right choices, you will be regretful. And if you think about this, if free will did not actually exist, we have a law system in our countries. We punish people who had crimes in their life in the past. But if they do not actually have a will to act, they shouldn't be responsible and they shouldn't be accountable. We shouldn't be punishing them. We shouldn't be putting them in prison. We shouldn't be punishing them with money. But we do that because we inherently know we have a choice. We could choose to not harm that people, not steal, not perhaps murder, God forbid. We could choose to do good. And if you struggle doing things which has benefit for you, which makes you an actual good person, a decent human being, you should change your choices, because your choices will reflect your deeds and therefore it will change your life. The movie was nice, The Butterfly Effect. It's very simple. It shows a guy's choices and how the choices manifest to his life. He lost limb, he was a great person, he was poor, anything. He was anything, and his choices led him there. You can make the right choices. We do have hope. As long as we are alive in the life, we still do have a choice to make the right decisions. We should choose wisely. And you can go and spend all your savings, perhaps years of savings, in one night at gambling. That's a choice. That's a bad choice, but that's a choice. We should start having wise choices, because we as humans, we do have the mastery on our own fate. We can make decisions and we can make our will reality. We do have this kind of power, and this kind of power is amazing. It is too hard to bear, and I don't mean this always, but sometimes it is too hard to bear the responsibility and accountability. We just don't want to assume responsibility because it can harm us. It can harm us in bad ways. It can make us go into a lawsuit. It can make us be disliked among our peers if we assume responsibility. But if we don't assume responsibility for our actions, and if we don't change the wrong ones, we will always be stuck in a limbo, and you will not be getting rid of that limbo, and this will cost you your life, and this will cost you your soul, because you are in one way executing your soul by doing this, by doing the things you hate but cannot seem to stop, because it seems too hard to stop, because you seem too weak, you feel too weak in order to stop these actions, but it's in your power. Never forget this. People will tell you you don't have the right ideas, you should be like everyone else, but these words are coming from the people which are mediocre, and you shouldn't be aspired to be mediocre, because there are 8 billions of humans in this world, and there are billions of people has lived and died, but mediocre ones never mediocre ones never make a huge impact in the life. You should aspire to be a person which you will be proud of, and that is using your time wisely and making the right choices. I'll get to see you in the next video. Take care.